For terrifying true camping stories, you won't forget story number 2 and story number 3. Right after college, I decided to go on a solo backpacking trip through the Canadian wilderness. I wanted to disconnect completely, just me, nature, and some peace and quiet. To put it in perspective, I was in the middle of nowhere. The nearest town was a 3-hour bus ride away. And over the course of the entire week, I only saw one other person, and that was from a distance. He was in a canoe, paddling across a lake, and we never even spoke. This was back before smartphones and digital cameras were everywhere, so I brought a few disposable cameras with me to document the experience. I took dozens of photos, mountains, lakes, trees, sunsets, just beautiful, peaceful stuff. When I finally returned home, I had the film developed and started flipping through the prints. The first few photos were exactly what I expected: landscapes, shots of wildlife, even a few selfies I took on timer mode. But about halfway through the first roll, things took a disturbing turn. There were 2 pictures that I absolutely did not take, pictures of me. Specifically, me sleeping inside my tent, in my sleeping bag. I felt my entire body go cold. I was completely alone out there. I never gave my camera to anyone, never ran into another camper. That means someone else had to enter my tent while I was asleep, pick up the camera, take those photos, and leave, without waking me up. I freaked out. Full-blown panic. I checked every detail of those photos, trying to see if there was any reflection, any shadow that might give me a clue. But there was nothing. I still have no idea who took them. I haven't been camping since. And I probably never will. Even now, years later, I sleep with my door open and my curtains closed, always half expecting to wake up and find someone watching me. And in the back of my mind, there's always the same question. What if they're still out there, watching? Story number 3. Last summer, a few of my buddies and I decided to go camping near the Willamette River. We hiked pretty deep into the woods, far enough away from any trails or other people. It was peaceful. Just the sound of the river, some music, a bit of night fishing, and, well, quite a bit of drinking. By the time we finally called it a night, it was past 2 a.m. I was sharing a tent with one of my friends, and the other 2 were in a separate tent not far away. As we were laying there, about to fall asleep, we started hearing laughter from the other tent. At first, we laughed too, because everything was funny at that point. But the laughter kept going, and got weirdly loud. We yelled for them to shut up. But then, one of them yelled back, "It's not us." I sat straight up, my buzz fading instantly. The laughter hadn't stopped, it was just one person laughing, and it didn't sound like any of our voices. Even in my drunk state, I realized how strange it was for anyone else to be out here, this deep in the woods, at that hour. And then the laughter started getting closer. Louder. My buddy looked at me, wide-eyed, and I could tell he was freaked out too. Our friends from the other tent called over, saying they were getting scared. As the sound approached, I could make out that it was definitely a man, maybe in his 30s or 40s. He sounded drunk, but it was the kind of laugh that didn't sound right. There was something wrong with it. Like, something was missing from it. It didn't feel human. And then we noticed something chilling. There were no footsteps. None. The forest floor was thick with leaves and twigs. You couldn't walk through it without making noise. But this man, whoever he was somehow right at the edge of our campsite, laughing, and completely silent otherwise. Then, the laughter suddenly stopped. The silence was deafening. We had no idea where he was now. We just sat there, frozen, staring at each other in the dark. And then, something brushed against our tent, a slow dragging sound on the fabric. We saw the shape of a hand pressing against the tent wall from outside, silhouetted by the moonlight. That was it. We screamed, scrambled out of the tent, and started running through the woods, our other friends right behind us. We ran full speed, crashing through branches and bushes. After what felt like forever, we somehow made it back to the car. I was so shaken, I actually threw up before I could even start the engine. Now, I don't condone drinking and driving, but at that moment, I truly believed it was either that or not make it out of those woods alive. We still don't know who or what that was. But that laugh, it still haunts me.